Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is our trip to Varanasi. We arrived late the first night and we stayed at the ashram. Wasn't the best day for us just because the beds and the rooms weren't that comfortable, so we ended up getting another place. But the first day we went exploring and I went to the Durga Kund and Anand Park. The Durga Kund is the monkey temple. This is Anand Park. It's right next to the temple. This is just a picture of the park just to show the symmetry that they kind of try to do with most of India. And this is the little pavilion in the middle of the park, just kind of showing you the intricate details that you see in most Indian designs. And this is the fountain that's in between the two parks. So the park's on one side and the Durga Kund's on the other. And this is just kind of the graffiti or wall art that's all along the fountain in a circular view. This is Durga Kund. Like I said, it's a monkey temple. No pictures are allowed inside, so I wasn't able to take anything in. But these are some shots from outside. That's the best I was able to really get from the angle. Then after this, we walked over to this restaurant that's kind of like a Mexican-themed Bollywood restaurant. They had some Mexican food, but I wasn't really willing to risk it on that. The next day, we went to the new Vishwanatha Temple, which is a Shiva temple. It's huge. This is the front gate, and it's actually on a college campus, so it's really well cared for and everything. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to how far I was going to be able to take in the camera, so I kind of took a lot of pictures outside. There's Papa Roy and Grandma Buzz, just standing out front of the gate, and this is the actual gate inside to the inner temple area. And there's some statues, and there's kind of close up there without anybody in the way. This is inside. They have a really well-maintained garden. And obviously I was allowed to take some pictures closer in. I'm not able to take them inside the temple itself, but that's okay. So there's a lot of shots around the temple and their architecture. But the actual process of going through the temple took probably about 30 to 40 minutes, just because there's a huge line. It's very popular to go in and get the blessings and all of that. So there's the shots that I was able to get. I do have a lot more, but I just didn't feel like throwing them all in there and overwhelming everybody. The night we went to the Ganga River or the Ganges. And it was the kite festival, so like 80% of Varanasi was out flying kites, which actually kind of led to a little bit of complication with us getting our trip right on the way with the ride on the Ganges. But here's the steps going down, and you can see they're super crowded. And there's a couple of shots of the shoreline with all the different boats that they have available. We were in one of the small ones there on the left. There's me in the boat and one of the ghats in the background. Basically each of the section of stairs are called ghats. So there's everybody on the opposite side of the river, and just kind of show you the steps. They're super uneven and pretty steep. That's where the arati takes place, and we'll talk about that more later. This is the Karnika Ghat. It's the one where everybody goes to get cremated. There's an internal flame that's stored in the temple behind there, and they bring those down to use the cremations. There's a huge long story. You can look it up as far as what like the process for that. And there's just a couple of shots because the sun was starting to go down, so I thought it looked pretty. This is another Shiva temple. It's been there for thousands of years, and it's slowly sank into the river over time, but it's a matter of pride that it hasn't crumbled or collapsed. It's just slowly sinking. And then you're going to see a bunch of different ghats. Each section of stairs has a ghat, and that's what they're referred to, and so they all have different ones. This is a shot of a mosque, which was originally a Hindu temple and was torn down and made a mosque. It's the oldest mosque in Varanasi, so now they actually let people go in and see it. I didn't have the time to do that, but there's some good shots that I was able to get of it. And we'll see a lot of Muslim architecture along the way. So the sun's going down, and so there's some pictures of it, kind of getting dark, and I kind of switch off between the handheld camera and my phone, just because my phone does a little bit better in the low light, as you can see. Like, this is the same time, but yeah, there's some good shots. Not too much it's just lights on the river and the sunset. And then we start making our way back. I got a little clip just kind of doing a round of the river real quick for you. Okay, now there's a clip coming up. Sorry about that. But yeah, and there's just some of the artwork that's around there, and another one of the ghats, and there's kind of a circular view of what I'm doing.
Yeah, all they have no anymore.
All right, and then we get into the evening arati. It's the evening prayer that they sing to Shiva and the Ganga and to everybody else, telling them not to pollute the river. It's super crowded. They do this every night. There's actually two of them going on at the same time. And just kind of zoom out so you can see how crowded it is. Also, to see how far away I am, to know that when I'm zoomed in, the camera's going to shake, and I'm standing on a boat. So I apologize for that in advance. If anybody has any problem with that, I haven't figured out how to do image stabilization yet, but I will. But yeah, it's super packed every night, and like I said, they do this at night to thank the Ganga for being the river, and tell it that it can go to sleep now, and then they do one in the morning to bless the Ganga in the morning. So we'll kind of jump ahead here in a second to the next section where they're doing the smoke. There's just another shot, just to kind of show how far away I am from that. There's a brief comment there that you heard from the guy about the prayer that's going on at the moment about the Ganga. And there's that second ceremony. As I said, they both going on at the same time, about 2 minutes apart. Basically, when it started in the late 90s, there was one, these are the original ones with the multicolor. And I guess it was founded by brothers, and they had a falling out. And so the other one went right next door and made his a little bit bigger. And so there's 7 of them there instead of 5 on the other. But yeah.
This is sign of Shiva Prayer.
So, in case you didn't hear it, the guide was saying that you can tell that this is a Shiva prayer because of the sign of the cobra, how you can identify it as a Shiva prayer. But this is my trip to Varanasi. These are the last couple shots here. I got up there right before the end. But that was it for Varanasi. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Keep in touch with all these different things here. And I will see you soon.